the Law and Order and these long-running shows, they're the last of their kind. I really believe that. I believe that you're going to see programming being extremely responsive to the audience. In fact, Twitter is something to think. I really believe in social networking being the thing that's changing entertainment the most. And so I'm on Twitter now, for instance, and I was just in Istanbul before I came here, and I did a talk to Istanbul police as well as a group of Istanbul students. The students that I spoke to at Istanbul, when they heard I was coming to speak to them, they hit me on Twitter before I even got there. And so my thing is to build up a social networking following, and then I can directly reach out to my audience and say, hey, what do you guys want to see? They'll respond back immediately. And then I can go approach a network or a studio and say, hey, I have X million of people who've responded. They want to see a show like this. Let's do a 2-year cycle of a show. That's it, 2 years, 3 years. And you just do the show, and then when it's over, it's over. You actually write towards the cycle. They do that, I think that's where television is going. Shorter cycles and lifespans of shows, and these long 15, 20-year runs of shows, I think, are not going to happen in the future.
If you can choose your own show, what it would be?
My own show? Well, there's a number of ideas, but there's one that I have in particular that I'm going to actually have some meetings about, but I can't tell you what it is because then people steal my idea.
No, not in particular, just in general. What kind of show?
Oh, it would be kind of a drama with a little sci-fi mystery. I like mixing a little bit of science fiction in with the drama and mystery, keeping it very entertaining, high tech, that kind of thing.
Like Fridge. Okay. Thank you.
Let's do questions.
Okay. The same question for you as for Emily Proctor yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Have you yourself been a victim of a crime, or have you witnessed a crime?
Yes, I've definitely been a victim of a crime. I've had my place broken into, things stolen, jewelry, watches. I had a wonderful, beautiful watch that was very sentimental to me that my grandfather had given to me.
When was this?
What's that?
When was this?
Oh, this was a number of years ago. And someone broke into my apartment. This is when I actually was in college. And they broke into my apartment and they stole that watch along with other things. And you feel very violated. You feel like someone has violated your space. They've come into your own private home. And it's interesting. On Twitter, I tweet where I'm going, what I'm doing. And one of the people who are my followers, they responded back to me and said, Hill, stop saying you're going out of town, because there was a case where someone on Twitter had said they were going out of town. That person, their name was looked up and their address was found, and they were robbed because the person knew they were out of town. I'm less worried about that because my place, just the way it is, it's extremely secure. I could tell everybody I'm out of town and nothing would happen. But there's definitely an awareness about technology and crime. On the good side, we use technology to catch people, but on the bad side, people are using technology to rob and steal from people and commit crime. And again, it cuts both ways. It's not so clear. And so I definitely have been a victim of crime. Hit and run. People have hit my car or hit cars. In LA, people, if you're not in your car and they sideswipe or something, they usually don't stay around. They don't leave a note. They'll just hit it and keep going, oftentimes. And so, luckily, I've never been a victim of a violent crime. where someone's assaulting me with a weapon. And hopefully that won't happen.
You talked about the uncertainty of the series actor's condition from a season to another. I was wondering if there is a danger to see actors competing for popularity ratings in order to survive the end of the season. I mean, you know, you've got 3 pages of text, I just got one, why?
That's a great point, and I've thought about that. I think that that's actually healthy. I think we should have actors competing because, I mean, listen, you could think about acting like being an athlete. I want everyone to want to score goals. I want everyone to want to be the star because that means you're doing great work. I think that a lot of times, actors, and I'll be very honest right now, I believe a lot of times there are a number of actors that I know on television that get lazy and they get kind of somewhat apathetic and they get really comfortable and they stop hustling. They stop really hustling. And I want actors to hustle. I think they should do more. And so I think it's healthy to have them compete. And have, look, if you're not the most popular top 3, 4 characters by the end. Now the question is, how do you deal with jealousy? How do you actually determine popularity? Because that's really the problem. I think we have a ratings problem. We have a problem with, because the Nielsen's, I don't think they're very accurate because there's a bias with them of how they do ratings, who they assign Nielsen boxes and ratings boxes to. And it's just recently the technology is starting to allow us to really track people, but then there's a privacy issue that goes along with that because people don't want people knowing what they're watching. And so, again, we have the technology where we really could get accurate ratings, but again, people don't want, within their cable boxes or satellite boxes, a monitoring device put in because, when they're watching something, other people don't want them to know that they're watching, But I guarantee you, if we had really true ratings, you'd see different shows rise, particularly in the U.S. I mean, the shows on Univision and Telemundo would be much higher rated than they are because the Nielsen boxes, they're not giving the people who watch Univision and Telemundo the Nielsen boxes. I think just the demographics will show you that. So I think actors should compete. And I think actors should work hard. And actors should be happy for their fans. Someone asked me yesterday, does it bother you that people want to take pictures and sign autographs? And I said, the only reason why we have jobs are because of those people. So all of us should be grateful to every person who stands outside who wants to take a picture or have an autograph signed because but for the fan, but for the person watching, none of us would have jobs. And also you guys too who write about it because I don't think you guys get celebrated. Because part of educating an audience, it falls to you guys. And you don't get thanked enough for what you do. Because it's critical. It's all symbiotic. And people act as if, it's just about the actors and the show. No, it's about everyone fulfills their purpose. And the role that writers and critics and reviewers have is so critical to the success of any actor or any program. And for actors to act as if, doing an interview is a hassle, they're full of it. Because you guys are critical, and what you do is critical, and we all work together. We're all almost on the same team, just playing different roles on the team. That's what I feel.
All right, thank you everyone, and thank you, Harper,
Thank you.
for being